Recently, I watched through a completely accurate summary of Battlefield 3 with the help of some friends to talk about how it all started. The following is a breakdown of the video, as well as a thank you for helping me reach 500 subscribers. If you enjoy this video and want to see more breakdowns of the other completely accurate summaries, leave a comment down below. Also, as a thank you for reaching 500 subscribers, leave a comment letting me know what you want drawn. I'm not sure how many comments I'm going to get, so I'll do my best to draw what I can. I'll put the results in my Discord server, so make sure to stop by. There's a link in the description.
So the number one first thing is I didn't know what I was going to call this when I first made this, so I don't actually call it a completely accurate summary at the beginning.
Recently, I played through Battlefield 3 again with the help of some friends to keep me sane. Okay. The following is a completely accurate recounting of the campaign. Trust me.
Completely accurate recounting.
Yeah,
yes.
So I didn't come up with completely accurate summary until after I edited it.
You needed just some fancy word.
Yeah.
My recount.
Make yourself sound big brain.
Well, I was going to call it something else. I don't remember what I was going to call it originally, because saying completely accurate recounting was not going to be the title. And then I wanted to, I hate videos that are it's like a 15-plus minute video, but the intro is 2 minutes long, or whatever. So I wanted to come up with the fastest possible intro I could think of. So it's 8 seconds. That's the entire intro. And I'm pretty sure most of the other completely accurate summaries don't get any faster than that either. The only time it gets any faster is when I say don't forget to like and subscribe on the couple of them. And the trust me was just a funny little thing. I don't remember how he came up with that.
We start the game by jumping on a train and stealing a gun from a passenger that we flatten, and then shoot the rest of the people on the train as we make our way to the front.
So I remember one of my editing pet peeves is if people are talking, but then they have a cut in between the middle of their sentence. But then I had to do it myself, and I hate myself for it now, because it's just obvious where the cut is, because it doesn't sound like the sentence flows. And then just my reading of this whole thing, I hadn't done any script reading before this, so it's just not great overall. I didn't know what I wanted to do with this whole series when we recorded, so the whole idea of me coming up with a fake plot line was after the fact, because I was just going to do something funny, like highlights, but that was too easy. I wanted to do something harder. So this whole plot line I come up with is completely on the spot and just kind of ridiculous.
That's some good improv, then.
Passengers try desperately to stop our crazed murder spree, but we're wearing plot armor and can't be killed by bullets.
Yes,
finally
plot
figuring
armor.
that out, a passenger knocks us out and holds us down because even though we can take a magnum shot to the chest, we can't resist an old man holding us to the floor with one arm.
That was something that, if you're playing through the game, I'm pretty sure I didn't connect 2 and 2 together with that, but, you just get shot and then he can just hold you down. I don't know.
That's the end of the game. But then there's more.
That joke,
that should be the end of the game.
I love that joke. That's why I use it in the other casts as well. Yeah. Just, that's the end of the game, whenever it cuts to black after something happens. Because so many games do that. It's what fake out is this? It's 10 seconds into the game.
Yeah, pretty sure there's something else going on here.
Revealed that we were actually Willem Dafoe the whole time, and Alec Baldwin and Vincent D'Onofrio are really pissed at us, presumably for our work in Beyond Two Souls.
And then also the whole characters being incorrectly named thing was started here, just because we thought the one guy looked like Willem Dafoe.
Can we move his face off of the screen?
It's extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah. In every single completely accurate summary after this, all the characters' names are wrong.
Also, whoever the cameraman is really needs to wipe their fucking lens off. Then the game fades to black and plays the ear rape rendition of God's Gonna Cut You Down. Oh my god,
so when I recorded this, I didn't have my audio separate from the game audio, or y'all's audio separate from the game audio. So there are instances in here where my voice is really quiet or y'all's voice is really quiet over the game. But I think in that instance where it's just really, really quiet over just it's just really funny.
Before it's revealed that we've been shoved into an uncomfortably tiny metal box with 5 other...
Also, that was another mid-sentence cut.
before it's revealed that we've been shoved into an uncomfortably tiny metal box with 5 other guys.
It's not even well disguised.
Into a solar flare.
The lens flare. That's how you make a game look good. Lens flare, so you can't see what looks bad.
Also, this is actually the Allstate guy. I never actually play his voice in the video, but it is the guy who does the Allstate commercials.
Supposed to be
Same guy?
brought to us by the Allstate guy. We run into Blackburn's worst nightmare: a door. Luckily, the rest.
This was so funny. The doors.
Yeah.
Just how that became a running gag. Because they really don't let you ever open a door.
How doors work and are able to open it for us.
Oh, also, you can hear it a little bit there. I was laughing because when I was recording my script, I didn't know what I was going to do at first. So I had Audacity open and I was recording my script, but I was reading it to you guys, and I forgot that I wasn't recording the Discord audio. So I ended up not having that Discord audio there. So there's a couple of times in here where I had to like splice together weird takes because I'm laughing or like messing up where you guys would have been speaking that just aren't there. Luckily,
I remember that.
Everything after this completely accurate summary, I've pretty much nailed everything down. But it's really funny.
Then I found out that Battlefield 3 doesn't have a toggle sprint, so I'm giving it a 0 out of 10.
Toggle sprint should be mandatory.
Meanwhile, I'm just like, no, toggle sprint sucks. I remember making that a point.
Yeah, well, you're weird.
Chaffin gets shot by a sniper, but our time in Beyond Two Souls trained us in the art of David Cage QuickTime events, and we save him with the power of pressing spacebar a few times.
That was just a perfect joke, because the whole Beyond Two Souls and then David Cage QuickTime events worked perfectly. And then that just shows up in a bunch of other completely accurate summaries.
Spacebar. Exciting.
Also, you should be so dead.
So what do you want to do for this part where he has to drag his friend? We'll make him press spacebar every 3 seconds.
We then proceed to murder a bunch of people in a parking lot that are presumably just...
Also, I say presumably several times throughout this video, and I never pronounce it right.
Presumably.
Trying to find out where they
No, it's like presumably.
Their car.
I mean, that's not like that bad. It's alright.
It's really awkward.
Trying to kill everybody.
But the fully recovered squad is able to get through it no problem. We run through a small office and murder the workers that were just coming back from break. We run up another flight of stairs because stamina is for pussies, and the squad opens another door for us. The squad wants to play a game of Human Centipede, and we win, so Matt can take hands over...
Human Centipede? Not Human Centipede. Human Centipede.
Human Centipede.
As it turns out, we were right next to a hotel that charged us for room service even though we didn't order any, so we decided to see who would win, a large concrete building or an explodey boy. The hotel lost.
Telling me one RPG shot can... Explodey boy always wins.
Chaffin doesn't like...
But then you use it in-game and it can barely blow up a car.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is the sniping segments. The sniping segments. I had a problem coming up with like a reasonable explanation for what we were doing, so it's just like, oh yeah, we start firing on a parade.
So we murder everyone that might have asked them about the weather. Then a parade starts, I think, so we murder a few of those people and Mirror's Edge our way off the building.
The Mirror's Edge joke was because that's also made by DICE, who made Battlefield.
We hump an ammo crate to bring it to climax, so it gives us its sweet ammo juices.
I was able to use that joke in the Battlefield 4 video as well.
And murder a couple of rug salesmen because we don't need any...
Oh yeah, this was another me laughing because I'm talking to you guys thing.
So it gives us its sweet ammo juices, and murder a couple of rug salesmen because we don't need any goddamn rugs! After coming out of Iran's rug emporium, the squad wants us to hook up their computer to the Ethernet port, so we have to follow an Ethernet cord to see where it's...
Yeah, so you actually do open a door right here, but it's weird, so I got to keep the joke, how the fuck do doors work?
Yeah.
Because technically, that's one of the only doors in the game you actually do get to open by yourself.
Plugged in. Turns out the guy who plugged the cable in didn't want to share his internet connection, so we murder him and unplug it so nobody gets the internet.
I should have made a joke about this being a GameCube, because it looks exactly like a GameCube.
We can't stand the noise, so we start murdering everyone involved before an earthquake ruins our fun. Also, rest in peace, helicopter guy who got crushed by a building.
The point of view, go back a few seconds, just the point of view, your camera when you're falling out of that APC or whatever it is, like your arms in front of you, just
also,
like
how, yeah.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous.
Any of those first-person kind of things where, you know,
Alec
they want to make
Baldwin
sure...
threatens
Because if it actually showed what you saw, it would be so awkward.
Mm-hmm.
to put us in timeout for being a bad boy.
Yeah, the game was too quiet, and I forgot to boost the audio, so it's just really quiet.
Whoa.
But we're too busy eating a granola
It's
bar
okay.
to care.
It's not like it's anything important.
Yeah, this cutscene was so unimportant. I was literally just eating snacks.
This just makes it so much worse. Like trying to watch this scene, you just hear the crunching in the background.
I like to imagine it's our character eating.
Like he was just watching this.
They're like, focus on the questions.
Nah.
Put away the granola bar.
We wake up on the street outside because we couldn't get another hotel room for the night after we blew the last one up, so we play hide and seek with the worst seekers ever. A rat finally finds us.
This was
and
a
gives us
little
the black
Easter egg
plague,
I
but The other
did.
seekers are a bad sport and shoot us, so we give the rat the finger.
Wait, did it bite you? What?
It was just like, ah, yes, give the rat the finger.
We run into some more rug salesmen, and we give one of them a
Forgot
special
about that
hug
one.
before we pull a machine gun out of our anal cavity that we had stored for a rainy day, and murder the rest of the rug salesmen because they didn't want our special hugs. After running through the city for a little while looking for our squad, we come across a door and are
Come across the door.
afraid that our adventure has come to an end, until some helpful people open up a garage door for us and we murder them.
Wow, that was a jarring cut.
Yes, it was.
Also, this joke here in this scene is actually, I really enjoy it because it's my narration overlaid with me saying things in the middle of the game, which looks like I'm almost responding to myself.
Our plot armor saves us from a direct shot from an RPG, but we're not sure who shot it at us, so we just kill everybody. in general.
Okay.
It saves us from an RPG, okay.
We come across another door, but this one is already slightly open, so all we have to
Did
do
I
is
say
open
Kerm again?
it in the general vicinity. We come across
did
another
you
door,
say?
No, I
but
said
this
come.
one is already slightly
It
open,
was
so all
the
we have to
correct-
do is open it up just a little bit more, and we get through. We're back at the chalkboard, and
I say we're back at the
Gosh.
chalkboard, but I forgot to put in the
Drawing
original
board?
chalkboard joke.
Oh.
Oh, I could have done back to the drawing board.
man.
That would have been really
That's-
funny.
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so you find this earlier in the game, and I forgot to put that in. So there's a callback to nothing.
find out that we missed
It's
lunch
like,
again.
cool, I
We're
guess.
so upset that we break the door down because we still haven't figured out how doors work.
Still
We meet back
can't
up with
open the
Montez, who mistakes us for someone named Motherfucker Hands
I mean,
because his severe social anxiety prevented him from looking directly at us. We chalk it up to brain damage and attribute that. This is a hard sentence. We chalk it up to brain damage and attribute our own lack of understanding to how doors work to that as well.
Yeah, there's also my reading of that line. Where is... Yeah, there. I decided to keep that flub in just because it was funny.
After all, we got hit in the head a few times already. Montez helps us open a garage door because even though it doesn't open like a conventional door, it still has door in the name, so we don't understand how it works. There's some kind of nighttime parade going on, but we don't like
Yeah, this was another I couldn't think of a joke, so it's like, nighttime parade.
parades, so we murder everyone. at the stop.
Nighttime
Our
parade,
Uber
shooty
finally
shooty.
arrives that we ordered like 40 minutes ago.
And yeah, this was the first instance of the Uber joke. The Uber joke shows up in a lot of other video games, because games just don't trust you to drive a vehicle on your own.
Yep. Nope, you
Honestly,
can't. You
terrible
can't have
architectural
freedom.
Design as we fly off. After asking Alec Baldwin to
Oh yeah, for some reason, the game's load screens are in 720p, but they don't scale up. So every time there was a load screen, it was just like this. That's how it showed up in the game, was just in the middle of the screen instead of filling up the screen.
See, that's how I have it with
Alec
most
Baldwin to
games.
stop talking because of our severe brain damage.
Because of the lack of ultra-wide support. Stop.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah, the
Stop.
in-game audio is so quiet.
Just
who the fuck is Farouk?
My head hurts so much. I have so much brain damage. I'm pretty sure it's leaking out my ears right now. The game puts us in the role of Lieutenant Hawkins. an
God, the
SJW fighter
worst.
pilot
Like,
who believes-
this is how you make a fighter jet mission not fun.
Right, yeah, not let you fly.
is an equal
Yeah,
treatment,
like,
so she
come
harasses her
on.
co-pilot.
But
We go through a brief
I really do love the brief cuts where I'll be narrating and then cut to in-game audio and then just keep narrating as if nothing happened. Just nice ass.
pre-flight check where we find out that Hawkins has a swivel head.
The sun was the real terrorist.
Yeah, for some reason
Oh,
the
yeah.
sensitivity was like 10 times
Also,
higher on
Hawkins
this
breaks her
mission.
neck.
Star Fox.
Whoa, did you see that? My head just like completely just went.
You're a fucking owl.
This mission is like nothing happens on this mission, so this is pretty much the entire time we actually
So we
see
go through the
anything in
world's
this.
most boring
You're just
mission
a
where we do
glorified
nothing aside
button
from
pusher.
death stare a few
Yeah.
enemy jets.
Like, it's terrible.
Yes, so that's like a 15-minute, or not 15. It's like a 35-minute mission that
That's
I just
long.
skipped through in the summary because it's not important.
Guy
Yeah.
informs us on the history of France during a load screen.
Who would win? The entire country of France, or one choppy boy?
And we're greeted to another cutscene where we
One
find out that Alec
choppy
Baldwin
boy.
is actually a psychic, but he won't teach us his powers or how to open doors.
I know how your fucking story is. We're not here to man.
And why are you
Is
asking
he on
him?
missions? I want to know how my story ends. Can you tell me? Are you psychic? I don't know. I don't know if psychics are a real thing. I have so much brain damage.
Can you tell me? Can you teach me how to open a door?
Actually, I've got.
Can you open doors with your mind?
I've gotten.
My hands can't open doors. Can you teach me how to do it with my brain?
I know how your story ends. You develop telekinesis.
Yes.
Become the
Can
main
you
character of
finally
the
learn how
Elder
to
Scrolls
open a door?
6.
I know how your story ends. You get CTE, and 17 years later, you kill yourself in your mansion.
Nah, my gun's my gun's locked in
That's
a gun
true.
cabinet, and I can't figure out how to open the door. So
That
I just
was some
smashed my
O.J.
head against the
Simpson
cabinet.
The game cuts to a
That was such a good, like, little sequence.
All of that was such a mess.
Yeah.
squad outside of
This was also another weak joke. I couldn't think of a good thing, so I just say it's Hugh Hefner's mansion.
Hugh Hefner's mansion, probably right before we're about to raid the place for his porno mags and actresses.
That doesn't even make any sense.
We're given a mortar and told to run down a hill, where we set up dangerously close to the underside of a bridge, so we can fire lens flares at the enemy and confuse them with the concept of light.
That was a pretty good joke, though. It confused them with the concept of light.
We murder our way through a bunch of people just having a picnic, and the game thinks that we didn't do one of our objectives, but we did do it! We did do it!
Yeah, this.
Oh yeah, we
this,
sat here
this,
for so long trying
Yeah,
to
it was
think
like
what
15
happened.
minutes. We kept trying to figure it out, and then we had to restart.
Finally, we're given the task of really opening our first door, but some asshole opened it for us on the other side, so we murder him and all his friends because now we're fucking pissed! We meet up with Montez's gay black lover.
Wait. This guy's helmet says Montez, but that's not Montez.
If you read through the lore, he and Montez are in
Yeah, see,
a
that's
secretive
Montez.
gay relationship.
After murdering a bunch of people causing a traffic jam, we talk about the disappointing US school system because I thought that Tehran was a country, but it's actually the capital of Iran.
Also, this was another example of the audio of the game being louder than us. I had to turn it up so you could hear me, but the game's really loud in this section. Tehran's not a state, Tehran's a country.
No,
No, Tehran's a city, dude.
wait,
we
what?
covered this. That's why I said Washington, D.C.
Tehran is the capital of Iran. That's how you remember it.
I always thought Tehran was its own country.
I'll go into the history
of
of
the U.S. education system, but I didn't know that Tehran was not a country. Like, you can
We're
barely
ambushed by
hear
a
me.
tank, but it's
barely,
easily
yeah.
defeated by standing
Yeah.
on top of it. This is
Oh,
the
yeah.
only instance of sequence breaking that we were able to pull off.
There's me laughing again because you guys were saying something.
The tank takes a shot at us, but our plot armor protects us, except for our head, so we take even more brain damage. The squad opens...
I should have used the plot armor joke in other completely accurate summaries. That would have been perfect for Lara Croft.
Yeah.
I just said she was invincible, but plot armor would have made more sense.
It's another door for us because we still can't be trusted with doors. We make our way to the bank to pull off a Battlefield bad company and steal all their gold. We perform a physically impossible feat of parkour through a small window with like 100 pounds of gear on and get kinky with Matkovic and a bank employee in the bathroom. We kill an employee with psychic powers, which we probably picked up from Alec Baldwin, and made it through the rest of the bank with absolutely no problems whatsoever.
And that's the
Did
first
this one
instance of
take
that.
you a lot of attempts?
Yeah. For some reason, all the enemies are stacked up in areas that you'll just get shot no matter where you are. So you either have to kill them in inhuman time or just wait behind a wall for a ridiculous amount of time. So I kept trying to run through like a normal person, but it kept killing me. So it took me like 20 minutes to get through this one section. And getting through it with no problems whatsoever was the first instance there, and that's such a good joke for later.
No,
stuff.
that was a perfect one for
Especially
this
for
one.
Tomb Raider, because Tomb Raider has so many weird bugs.
Blackburn Defoe gets to show off his QuickTime event skills once again by jumping down an elevator shaft.
Oh god.
It's just like this awkward, silent
Yeah.
zoogie loop.
it to the world's biggest door, but Blackburn is especially not allowed to open that door, so the squad does it for us. After finding out that someone stole most of our sandwich, we just
I was actually going to do, I was going to try to make every completely accurate summary have a reference to a sandwich, but I ended up not going with that for some reason. I don't remember why. Probably because some of the games didn't have a MacGuffin, but, and then other games that did have a MacGuffin, I didn't end up going with a sandwich, but that would have been funny.
decide to leave all the money behind and go after the motherfuckers that stole our
It
sandwich.
really just
because
looks like
we
a
haven't
thermos.
eaten in days because we missed
Yeah,
lunch
it does.
twice. During
Put
that
the sandwich
transition
in the
to being
thermos.
comrades, we guessed that it stars a Russian named Dmitry or Vladimir.
Oh, this is where we're playing as the Russians now.
And they also blew up the Eiffel Tower.
Dimitri? What's the guy's name?
Every game where you play as someone relatively Russian, your name is Dmitry.
And you were right.
It's true.
It happened in World
Vladimir.
War II.
Vladimir.
Vladimir.
After Alec Baldwin admits to us that he thinks Elvis is still alive,
Read
I
it.
believe Elvis is still alive. I'm not buying any tickets for fucking shows.
He believes Elvis is still alive?
Vincent D'Onofrio confirms our guess that Comrades is about a Russian guy named Dmitry, and he even has a friend named Vladimir.
Yeah, even as a friend.
Because, of course.
Perfection.
Oh my god, his name is Dmitri? You gotta be shitting me.
Dmitry isn't allowed to drive because he's actually Blackburn's cousin and has just as much brain damage. Sky mistakes the mission for a scene in G.I. Joe where the Eiffel Tower gets destroyed.
Remember in the G.I. Joe movie when they have that, like, disintegrator weapon that they use on the Eiffel Tower?
That's what I'm thinking of.
We
And
run
I
over
could have
Thatcher.
sworn,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I could swear by my life that is what happens. Because
Yeah.
like I played this game years before, and I vividly thought I remembered the Eiffel Tower being blown up.
Also,
Because
the
like, how
joke
do you
was-
have Paris and not blow up the Eiffel Tower?
Right,
Like, come
yeah.
on, you can't do that.
Also, I had the joke we run over Thatcher that I was able to use in Battlefield 4 because they also have the Thatcher mask.
And invade a
Fucking
small
lazy
parking garage where we murder all the people just trying to get to their cars. Dmitry is tasked with opening a door, but he doesn't actually know how to do it either and tries to open it with his foot. We are so embarrassed that we murder all the witnesses and take a big whiff of their toxic gas before putting on a gas mask.
Yeah, so in this scene, this gas is like shooting.
Come on.
It's like shooting gas out of these bombs, but we put the masks on like a whole 30 seconds later.
We run into an office and decide that
That was
all
a
the
missed
workers should take some
opportunity
time
for a
off,
meme.
So we murder them.
Yeah.
Vladimir gets killed by one of the assholes that stole Blackburn's.
So back in when I played this game on PS3 for the very first time, I remember this specifically. The animation on this guy's body was broken, so my guy went down, grabbed him, and instead of dragging him, he started walking off without the body. But then the body started ragdolling towards him, and then the pole sticking in the body started following the body separately, and then it all slid together at the end. It was really goofy.
lunch, but we catch him and find out that he didn't actually have the lunch, and then the entirety of Paris gets lit as fuck.
Nice.
Yeah, I
I
still
like
think-
that part.
yeah.
That's such a good joke, but I don't remember how I came up with that.
No, that was great.
Introduced to Miller.
I
who
feel
is
like you're
actually
probably
just
inspired
12-year-old.
by Far Cry 3 with that dubstep thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was definitely I used that because of Far Cry 3 and the weed joke, but
Yeah.
I don't know where I came up with that joke.
Oh, shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
Boys
Miller.
stacked on top of each other who are super obsessed with dinosaurs.
Yeah, two kids stacked on top of each other. They drive a tank.
They operate a tank. After
Yeah, and then I wanted to show how long this fucking mission is.
a painfully long sequence of driving the tank, broken up by a short sequence of not driving the tank, we drive the tank to the bank and watch Blackburn and his squad get airlifted out while we're left to die in a sandstorm. Lucky for
You
us,
could
though,
you
one
could
of
have
the locals
done like 3 words that rhymed in alone. We took the tank to the bank and I don't know.
And
Yeah,
And-
that's where I gave up to. I was just like, I can't rhyme anymore, I'm not even gonna try.
there to save the day and gets us out of the storm. Turns out the local is actually a televangelist or something, and we're forced to sit and listen to a
That was how weak this joke was. Televangelist or something, I didn't come up with a better joke.
sermon
Yeah.
before they slit our throat on live TV. But it's okay, they only slit the top kid's throat, the bottom one will escape. Then we
That was
Stop.
I like that joke a lot.
Yeah.
play through an orange and green point and click adventure, and it
So I'm a little colorblind. This whole mission is like gray and pale to me. So
Yeah.
it's hard to see everything aside from the colors. Also, Friendly Fire will never tolerate. The
You just
first
shot
thing
your
I did
friend.
was try to shoot him.
Sucks. Suddenly, we're in a forest and we murder.
Oh yeah, and I say the mission sucks, and then just completely cut through it. That's like a 15-minute mission I just skipped.
Just like the jet
all the
mission.
locals
Not
make
important.
our
Move
way
on.
across a field
Most of the missions in this game suck.
Yeah.
and murder all the farmers. Sponsored by Google.
Is there
Sponsored by Google.
right now?
Yeah,
I
good.
bet you there's not. I bet you there's not.
Oh, what? No, there's not.
Yeah, I told you. It's an Autobot.
You know, in
Don't worry
2013,
about it.
we were
I think I remember this one took you a lot of attempts too.
I did a couple of times.
Hey man.
Yeah,
when the world
Battlefield
is ending-
3, sponsored by Google.
I also have I have trouble coming up with words sometimes when I'm speaking, so I just completely flubbed that joke. And with the later completely accurate summaries, because I've split up my audio and y'all's audio, I can splice together my jokes better and make them snappier. But I couldn't do it here without just breaking up the clip, so it's really awkward.
Blackburn gets run over by an LAV crossing the street because he didn't look both ways.
Yeah, there's this guy and it shows Friendly Fire will not be tolerated.
You're the
And I just get run
yeah.
over immediately.
That was perfect.
We
Yeah.
play tag with a jet, but the jet isn't a good sport and fucks off when we tag them. Sky
I feel like that was kind of a weak joke.
Yeah.
tells me to jump off a bridge, but it kills us. So we play tag with the jet again. Also, they killed Campo and Makovic. Cut
Yeah, that was another one of the great cutting to in-game audio.
but it killed us. So we play tag with the jet again. Also, they killed Campo and Makovic. Cut back to Dimitri.
Oh no.
Oh no, we cared so much about
Yeah.
these people.
I didn't even remember their names. The only reason I called them by name there was because I saw their names on the screen when I was editing.
And suddenly Vladimir is back to life, so it's probably happening before the asshole that stole Blackburn's lunch and made Paris get turned. We steal some tourist
that one.
Range Rover.
Yeah, the callback jokes I enjoy in all the completely accurate summaries. Being able to just pull a joke I already made and do it again was like, haha.
And drive to their party villa, where we murder all their friends with absolutely no problems whatsoever.
Absolutely no problems whatsoever works great for Battlefield 3 because of that animation when you die of just holding up your hand like...
Someone tries to escape our murder spree, but we don't appreciate that, so we tell them to stop and they let us go swimming in their pool.
Whoa.
That's weird.
Wait a
Then we
minute.
cut back to
Did the
Black-
glass break before you even got there?
Did it?
Rewind a little bit.
Pool.
Whoa.
Look.
Oh yeah!
The glass breaks before you even get
This entire game a movie, you know, where they have to use the whatever the
Yeah.
glass is. when they pick it up.
Wow, it breaks like way earlier too.
Yeah.
That's
Look
like
at that.
6 feet.
Yeah. Oh shit. Can't believe
Yeah.
I just missed that the first
Then
time.
we cut back.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, the reason I said that's weird was because there was no game audio when that was going on. But it just fits perfectly with the scene. It's just like, "Thoop, that's weird.
To Blackburn,
Everything
and
about
realized
it makes
that
no
Inferno,
sense.
who had been watching up to that point, had fallen asleep.
Your Inferno?
Inferno fell asleep.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That was so good.
You know how I fell asleep.
We just sat there laughing at him for like 5
Inferno.
minutes.
Oh, it took a minute, yep.
Oh, he never woke up. We beat the game while he was still asleep.
Yeah, he
he
never
go bowling, but Dimitri doesn't want to go bowling because he already had to swim. Dimitri tells Blackburn that he can get one of his stolen sandwiches back if he kills the Allstate guy. So we decide that our sandwich is worth more than the life of some black dude, and we murder him to go get our sandwich.
That joke has not aged very gracefully.
Yeah, that
Oh,
timing.
which would be different country? Kill a black guy.
Now that
You would be canceled
Definitely.
if you uploaded this in 2020.
if it
No,
wasn't
I think they know it's satire. Like,
Then
The whole
Vincent
thing was that was
D'Onofrio
an
tells
edgy
us that
joke.
we're not allowed to go get our sandwich, so they bring in Montez, and we beat the fuck out of Vincent and Alec Baldwin and run off to the train, just like the beginning of the game. Now we know that the reason we want to go to the front of the train is because the old man has our sandwich.
old
We
man's
don't
got our
get
sandwich.
Now you get to
back,
fail
the
at this
old man
section
and
a
the
second
train
time.
derails. but we chase him down on a car and crash, but nobody was wearing a seatbelt, and the old man shoots Montez for being so careless. Then we beat the old man's head in with a brick with
Also,
the power
for some reason, this section seems to be way too dark, and I don't know. That's just how it is in the game.
of David Cage
Maybe
quick
just
time
how it
events
is.
and get our sandwich back. Game over.
Also,
For real this time.
I did not mean to start another video.
What have you done?
Yeah, it started Battlefield 4. Woo! No, we'll do that another time. That Battlefield 3 video, it all started because I had been doing the Siege highlights, but the Siege highlights were really easy to edit, and I wanted to do something a little harder.
Yeah, just have something that all comes together.
Yeah, and then we were like, yeah, we did the Battlefield 3 video. I'm really happy with it. Let's go do Battlefield 4. Then we did Battlefield 4, and I lost about an hour and a half of footage, and then we stopped for a year and a half. And then I ended up not doing Battlefield 4 again for, like, the next video didn't come out until 2 years later. Like, this was June 11th, this year. The Battlefield 3 was in 2018.
Yeah,
It was
July
that long
2018.
ago, which was just ridiculous. But then I finally started getting more completely accurate summaries and I got the other ones. But the Battlefield 3 video is by far the most popular one, with 12,000 views as at the time of recording this, which is way more than any of the others.
Well, maybe that goes to show, it doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe it's more funny if you leave in all the mistakes.
Yeah, I think
Perfection.
if I would want to redo it eventually. I don't know how, because I would have to re-record everything, and that wouldn't be, it wouldn't feel natural to re-record it at all, especially the in-game jokes. But the start of something I enjoyed doing, and then they progressively got better. The Destiny one's really funny because of I had a problem where, and I fixed this in the later completely accurate summaries, I started making paragraphs of words that were a little too long, and I have a problem with trying to just read it all out loud while speaking really quickly. So I had to, I would start speaking really quickly in the thing, trying to do it all in one breath. So in the Destiny video, there are just sections where I'm not even doing my narrator voice. I'm just speaking it as fast as I can to just get it through before I run out of air. But
I think I really enjoyed Reach. I really
the
enjoyed
Reach one was probably one of my best. And then Battlefield 4 also. I really wish more people watched the Tomb Raider one, because I really enjoyed doing that one, because that game was a pain in the ass and absolutely hilarious. And just editing that down from like a 15-hour game into like a 20-minute video took so long. And then I never got around to editing down Gears 5, because I was going to do Gears 5 completely accurate summary, but we ended up enjoying that game. And so writing a script for it would have been a lot harder, because I would have had to come up with basically from scratch, because most of the other scripts I was able to come up with little connected bits from our jokes that we made in the game, but that would have been way too hard. And then Gears 5 was also about 15 hours long, so it would have taken a long time. Well, we got the original Gears of War, which is a pretty good cast, because that game hasn't exactly aged all that great, which is funny. And then the PC ports got awful. Yeah. Oh my god. I really hope eventually, I don't think they will, but I would love to do Gears 2 and 3 if that ever comes to PC. And then I need to do Halo 2. I think I can edit down the footage me and Max got. It's a little bit ridiculous, because we're doing it with a bunch of skulls on, so it'd be funnier if I just did the highlights, but we'll see. And then I definitely want to do all the Halo games. Halo CE is going to be the hardest, I think, because it's kind of a slog, but I'll get through it with somebody. Yeah, God, the library. Yeah.
God.
I recently updated all the thumbnails, so all the thumbnails are different now. They used to be a close-up of the person doing like a finger gun, which is like, yeah! And I don't know why I chose that originally, but I decided to keep doing it for consistency.
Just drew it, and you're like,
yeah, I don't know. But then just yesterday, I came up with the air quotes, because it's like, it's a completely accurate summary, like to get it's a joke, and it's more cartoony style, so it's a little less detailed, but it's easier for me to draw, and then just goofier looking.
The next completely accurate summary that we're still recording is BioShock Infinite, and then I want to do Battlefield Hardline, because
that'll be
Battlefield
fun.
Hardline is going to be fun, because it's not great. I have that installed and ready to go. Bioshock Infinite should be good. We're having a lot of fun so far. We just need to complete it. I really do enjoy doing these. These are a lot of fun, because it's fun to just sit and play with you guys making jokes and then come up with a script. Yeah, Tomb Raider was by far the hardest one I had to do. Dead Space 3 comes in second, which is a shame because both of those videos are my least viewed, but I really do think the Tomb Raider video is really funny. And then Dead Space was a lot of fun to just play through because it was so infuriating. Just like, another elevator! Another elevator! And if anybody who's watching this video wants to recommend games for us to play, if you join our Discord server, I've got a list of games that we have played or will play, and you can recommend those and I'll add them to the list, whether or not I have them, and then we'll see if I can eventually get them if I don't have them. I just passed 500 subscribers. I'm at 510 right as of making this video. To celebrate 500 subscribers, I'm going to be drawing comments. Thank you so much for the support on the channel, and I hope to continue making videos and keep growing and introduce more people to my wonderful little series that I completely made up by myself and totally wasn't inspired by something else. It's wholly original, definitely. Everything I create is completely original. You know, Siege highlight videos and satire summaries, yes.
Never been done before.
Never done. Yep.
Sure, PewDiePie invented that.